little grace. If you have to wear a mask, wear the mask. Make the job easier for the flight attendant. And don't put a flight attendant in this situation. They're doing their best. They're working hard. We're all stressed because of COVID. Show a little grace to the flight attendants, to your fellow passengers. It'll go a long way and have calm airways. We already can't take the delays. We can't take brawls in the sky on top of.
That was Kayleigh McEnany. Yes, that Kayleigh McEnany just being reasonable about masks on planes, Brett. How do you like that to close out the year? Kayleigh McEnany being the good person.
I don't know what happened to her. First of all, I agree with that. It's so stupid that I have to now go like, oh, it took Kayleigh McEnany saying, don't make people who have to work in a metal tube in the sky's life harder than it needs to be. Like for her to say something vaguely normal. I can't wait for all the people. There's two things about this that are fascinating. One, the people who would instantly jump down her throat and just say, oh my God, that's ridiculous. Those people are at least consistent though. What's more intriguing to me are the folks who'll be like, yeah, good point, Kayleigh. But if I were to say that, or if anyone on the vaguely perceived as being on the left were to say, could you please put your mask on to make people's lives better? They would freak out. And that hypocrisy exposes the tribalism that drives me absolutely nuts.
That's fair.
And everyone wants to believe that anybody remotely encouraging caution when it comes to dealing with coronavirus, which has killed 800,000 Americans, trying to gaslight me into thinking that I'm a crazy person for saying like, can you please put your mask over your nose? Like it's proven clinically that it reduces transmission. Can you please go get vaccinated? That's all I'm gonna say to you. Please get vaccinated because it reduces hospitalizations. It just seems like the smart thing to do. And people saying, no, you didn't ask nicely enough.
I know. Yeah, 100%. You didn't ask nicely, and I'm suspicious of this, but not because of the people telling me not to do it, but because of the people who tell me that I should. That makes me suspicious. I don't trust that because those are people I would never listen to, but they're a convenient scapegoat.
Right. Anyway. And they can call me an idiot and literally call me insane. That's happened. The Will Kane, who's trash, is on sitting in for Tucker doing an impression saying, the only contagious thing right now is insanity. That was his over-the-shoulder graphic yesterday. It's like, no, that's not contagious. You're freaking, it's not insane that I want common sense preventative measures.
Yeah.
You're the crazy.
Anyway, but she did say the reasonable thing, so that's good. We don't often give her credit. People are already labeling her in the chat Kayleigh McEnany, which I like.
Love it.
I could make that a shirt. Here's what I would say though to her thing, like show a little grace, don't make these people's lives more difficult, just wear the mask. All of that is very reasonable. But why would you constrain it to just planes? Why not the same thing for Panera?
One option.
Big Y, like HEB, like you are going to places where people have to work. How about we don't be awful at all of these places? How about we just show a little grace always when we're around people during a pandemic? How about we go a little bit broader?
And this coming from the mouthpiece of the, of Donald Trump, who was the most graceless human being.
Yeah.
And to just turn on a dime randomly. It's so stupid. And my suspicion is she knows a flight attendant. That's it.
Yeah, or Sophie says she goes on planes. So she'd like to not have it be delayed for 2 hours because someone won't wear a mask. But yeah, and look.
Or she's trying to get that spot on The View. That is not like Tommy Lahren said something quasi reasonable. Kayleigh McEnany is saying something quasi reasonable. They are angling for a spot on syndicated network television.
They're gonna do it. No, they're gonna choose Kayleigh McEnany out of those two. I think. I don't know. You're right. Oh my God, I had not thought of that. She's being a little bit reasonable, specifically about the topic that got someone else weeded out. She didn't say about anything about vaccines though, so maybe that could still get her. But anyway, really fast, I also wanted to let you know, there was a woman who was on a flight from Chicago to Iceland back on December 20th. So she started feeling bad while she was on the flight. and she decided to take a rapid test, which I think is amazing. She like brought a rapid test onto the plane. I mean, I guess maybe you expect to take it at some point during the trip, but it showed that she was COVID positive. So she self-isolated in the bathroom for 5 hours. And you can see there a little bit of her footage. She documented the experience on TikTok. So look, being stuck in an airport bathroom or airline bathroom for 5 hours sounds really bad, but it's also, I think, objectively better than being stuck in your chair for 5 hours. So I don't know, I think there are worse things. You've been on a lot of international flights, Brett. What do you think about being stuck in there for the whole flight?
That would suck. They have this argument. It's so tough. Thank you, I guess. As long as there's other bathrooms.
I assume there's gotta be more than one.
This is the part where you feel crazy. And I also wear a seatbelt when I'm at a stop sign. You know, when I'm at a stoplight, I don't take it off. Like I just do the safe thing, even if I'm not in the point of most danger. So I feel like putting yourself in that place, the truth is, you know, in a bathroom and isolating for that, go ahead and do it. She made a call. It was a call whose instinct was to protect other people because of empathy and common sense. So she did it.
That's good. That's good.
And I wouldn't. I'm not sure. I feel like I would take my rapid test before I went to the airport. Like way before
she might have. Maybe it took a bit to manifest, but yeah, that's totally true. Like, and we still don't require, at least for domestic vaccinations. Anyway, to close out our plane block, Delta has slashed paid sick leave for workers with COVID. Right after the CDC came out with their new lower guidelines after lobbying from companies like Delta. Isn't it amazing how that works and how quickly that gets turned around? CDC says you don't have to take as much time off, so the corporations immediately make that required that you don't take as much time off. It's a great system we've got.
Yeah, that's it, and it frustrates me. That's why when people are like, I don't want to be that person who is a hypocrite because he is taking cues from corrupt people selectively. And this is terrible, and it's coming from the Delta CEO, among others, I am certain. But you know, airlines, famous, people don't know about it, but airlines were giving people time off to go get tested. If you aren't symptomatic but you've been exposed, you still have to come to work. And these are the folks that are giving you drinks, touching stuff, and breathing all the way up and down the plane. Yeah. And anyone who goes in there and says that, oh no, there's a filtration system and there's UV lights that disinfect. Come on, dude, that's not the truth. Like I would try to help put seatbelts back when you're going up after the plane lands, but the flight attendants would be like, don't do that unless you have gloves on. It's disgusting in here.
Oh God, yeah.
Check out the Damage Report podcast each day, wherever you get your podcasts, whether Pocket Casts or Stitcher or iTunes. You can join me as I give you the news and stories you want, with a range of co-hosts and interview guests jumping in on the fun each day. Again, that's the Damage Report, wherever you get your podcasts. And if you get them at iTunes, don't forget to rate and review. Sometimes I'll read them live on the show.